Recycling right matters. Each week, staff receives calls from residents asking for guidance on how to manage household materials. This video features information pertaining to the importance of recycling right, how to prepare materials for recycling, what happens to materials after they are picked up at the curb, and where to take materials that have recyclability that are not accepted at the curb. First and foremost, the most effective means of sustainable materials management is reduce and reuse, which means preventing or reducing waste before it is generated, such as taking reusable bags to the store, drinking from a refillable water bottle or coffee mug instead of a one-time use item, or purchasing shampoo in a bar rather than in a plastic bottle, and many more. Then recycling is a piece of the overall solution to recovering resources and minimizing landfill. Using existing materials to make new products conserves raw resources, energy and water, reduces greenhouse gas emissions, and creates jobs. However, not everything can be recycled at the curb. Let me say that again. Not everything can be recycled at the curb. There are three basic things that drive a successful curbside recycling program. Number one, having a large quantity of the same material. Number two, technology to sort the materials. And number three, market demand for the materials. In order to be a good recycler, it is important to only put acceptable materials into the cart. Wish cycling is when materials are put into the recycling cart that are not accepted by the recycler. The unaccepted materials have to be separated out of the sorting line as garbage at a cost to the company. Consumers usually end up paying for this extra cost. So please follow the curbside guidelines of your community. The following materials can be recycled in Swank communities and most of northern Illinois. Materials are put into one cart, known as single-stream recycling. Be sure to check with your village or city staff for up-to-date information about your town's recycling program, as there are always changes. I will review the materials that can be recycled curbside and a few that cannot, and we'll begin with paper. You can put the following paper or paper products into your curbside recycling cart: newspapers, magazines, junk mail, office paper, toilet paper and paper towel tubes, and plain greeting cards, absolutely no decorations, foil, or glitter. Non-waxed food and cardboard boxes. Be sure to flatten the boxes before putting them into your cart. Cartons, milk, juice, beverage, and broth. Make sure plastic straws are removed from juice boxes and put the plastic cap back on the carton to keep it from getting flattened during transport to the MRF. However, things like tissue, paper towels, and disposable paper plates and cups need to be thrown away. Cardboard pizza boxes can only be recycled if there isn't any grease or food on it. And lastly, shredded paper cannot be recycled at the curb. Clean, dry paper and paper products from municipal curbside programs will be reprocessed and made back into new paper, cardboard boxes, and products such as paper towels, facial and toilet paper, and more. According to the American Forest and Paper Association, approximately 80% of all U.S. paper mills use some recovered fiber to make new paper products. The next material I'll talk about are metals, aluminum and steel. Aluminum cans, clean foil, and pie pans, steel cans, and empty aerosol cans can be put in your curbside cart. Aluminum cans can be recycled over and over again forever. It takes about 60 days for an aluminum can to be recycled and made back into a new can, if put in the recycling cart. The metal is melted and made into a sheet, then molded into a new can, filled with product, and returned to the store shelf. The can manufacturers estimate that it takes 95% less energy to make an aluminum can from recycled materials than from having to extract raw materials from our earth. Steel cans will be melted and made into new cans or sometimes parts of furniture, vehicles, or bridges. According to the Steel Recycling Institute, recycling just one steel can conserve enough energy to run a television for 1 hour. What types of glass can be recycled curbside? Store shelf food and beverage jars and bottles, clear and colored. Please reattach metal lids that are 3 inches or larger in diameter. Throw away the smaller lids or find a craft project to repurpose them. According to the Glass Packaging Institute, glass bottles and jars are 100% recyclable and can be recycled endlessly without any loss in purity or quality. Recycled glass or cullet is mixed with silica, known as sand, soda ash, and limestone to make new glass jars and bottles. So what types of glass items are not recyclable? Other glass items such as window glass, mirrors, flower vases, coffee cups, glassware, pottery, or light bulbs cannot be recycled curbside. They will contaminate the load of recycled bottles and jars if mixed together. Donate these items if possible, or if broken, wrap them up carefully and throw them away in the garbage. The last material to talk about is plastic. Plastics seem to be the most confusing material to recycle because products come in a wide variety of packaging. Not all plastic products are created equal due to different chemical properties, and only a few types of plastic items are accepted curbside. Put only plastic bottles, jugs, food-related jars, and tubs in your curbside cart. Do not focus on the number and the chasing arrows anymore. Also, something rather new, recyclers ask that lids be put back on bottles so they don't get crushed in transport, as well as the sorting technology can better recognize bottles at the MRF. Plastic bottles are washed, shredded, melted, and shaped into pellets that are made into fibers for pillows, sleeping bags, carpet, clothing, and new containers. Recycled jugs, jars, and tubs are shredded, melted, and made into park benches, playground equipment, toys, and new containers. So how should recyclables be prepared? Empty and rinse bottles, cans, and containers to remove all food and beverage residue. Place only approved items in your recycling cart. Do not put recyclables in a plastic bag. Leave them loose in your outside cart. Flatten boxes and remove excess tape or plastic envelopes from the cardboard boxes. Remove wax bags from food boxes such as cereal or crackers. Labels can remain on jars and bottles. Close the lid on your recycling cart to keep materials dry. There are 4 very important words to remember: empty, clean, loose, and dry. Manufacturers will label packaging as recyclable. However, just because the package claims to be recyclable doesn't mean that it can be added to your curbside cart. But the key is whether or not it can be sorted at the MRF or if there is a market for that material, which dictates your community's recycling program. So what happens to the collected recyclables? Materials collected from municipal curbside programs will be taken to a materials recovery facility, or MRF, sorted by machines, and people, like materials, are baled and then sold to a manufacturer who will make new products for the marketplace. Purchasing products made from recycled materials is part of recycling that is often overlooked. Brand corporations are making a commitment to increase the percentage of recycled feedstock in their products, which creates a demand for the material. Additionally, some manufacturers are taking more responsibility for capturing their products to use again, thus closing the loop of a traditional linear economy to a circular one. These efforts will lead to increased economic and environmental sustainability. Swank provides a reuse and recycling directory on its website, listing companies or programs for items that can be reused, recycled, but not in the curbside cart, or provide a safe disposal service. Access this directory at swank.org. Thank you for taking the time to learn about why it is important to only put acceptable materials into your recycling cart, the benefits of recycling quality materials, and how to manage other common household materials. Please be sure to share this information with your family, friends, and neighbors. Together, we can and will make a difference to protect our environment and conserve resources for generations to come. For more information, please visit the following websites.